So this is the screenwriting and direction, right? So these are about 15 odd AI platforms that we are currently evaluating, which are good in some level, decent, some are not so decent, some are okay. Cinematography. Edit. I mean, some of these are really good, like Auto-Roto for rotoscopy, incredible. Incredible tool. Visual effects, more stuff. This is just generic, right? It will help you with mood boards and production notes and concept art and various other things. Animation and gaming. Animation and gaming is actually a long list because there's a lot of tools that are coming in. Especially if you look at stuff like AI-based level. It's actually AI is actually helping you grade. If you write a game story, it actually helps you very well to decide where to move to the next level. How do you build the complexity matrix, right? Because it's very analytical, so it does it very well. Again, coming back to this, plenty of work ahead of us. Right? Now we'll come to the fun part, which is we'll actually show you some stuff. So what's stunning out there in AI? So let's look at, we go back to our tiers and let's look at a workflow solution. So this is actually on demo upstairs at the Creatosphere. It's a visual AI based tech pipeline that we've created at Whistling Woods at the Emerging Media Lab. So those of you who want, you can come and have a look. It's on the 3rd floor. So if you see the bottom right is the asset being captured, and in the middle you see the action. So as you can see, there are no markers on the human. It's a markerless mocap, and it's pretty much real time. I would say about 8 frames delay, which is incredible. Single, one human turning around, it's getting the fingers, it's getting everything. And there's a lot of clutter in the room. It's not like he's standing in a green box. Little to no training time, single 4K camera. So it's essentially built on top of a open source pose estimation algorithm. And real-time output integrates with Unreal, Unity, Blender. Now this is a great use for AI. This is going to revolutionize how YouTubers and Instagrammers create content. Because now they don't need to be just themselves. You can get a 4K camera, stand in front of a white wall, get this pipeline in, and lo and behold, you can be anybody. Instant real-time mocap for CG objects. Again, this is on demo upstairs, 3rd floor in the Creatosphere. Those of you who are interested. This is one of the best workflows that I've seen for AI. Okay, let's get to ad films. Now, again, this is an ad film that's put together by a bunch of students. Yeah.
हर शहर की हैं कुछ तकलीफें, कुछ सलाह, कुछ उम्मीदें, जिन्हें अब वो बोलेगा और अपनी तरक्की के रास्ते खोलेगा। क्योंकि आपका भरोसेमंद हिंदुस्तान लाया है हर शहर के लिए उसका अपना एक खास पेज, जो बनेगा शहर के हर शख्स, हर मुद्दे की आवाज। अब बोलेगा हिंदुस्तान, सुनेगी सरकार। हिंदुस्तान, भरोसा नए हिंदुस्तान का।
Now, thank you. I'll tell the students that you liked it. Now, the interesting thing is, and then we've actually got a more academic breakdown of this, is how does this come together? Because oftentimes you see stuff being made on Gen AI, but you don't actually understand how it got made. So here we made sure that the students documented how they had done it. So the first thing was that they decided to do a 2-step workflow. We did not do text to video directly. They did text to image and then image to video. And that really was a game changer. So image generation was done using Comfy UI, manual editing in Krita, and then video generation using 3 separate platforms, and then final upscaling in Topaz. So longest shot was less than 3 seconds. Iterative ratios 1:30. So for every 2 to 3 second shot, there were about 30 prompts that were needed. and time was about 3 weeks. So this was a team of 3 students. 3 or 4, I think. Use the other door. Somebody's trying to come. Now, so Comfy UI essentially using 2 primary AI models. So there's epic realism, so more for realistic human images. And the second was Flux, which is more cinematic, stylized vision. Challenges were ensuring consistency, which is very, very difficult. Anybody who's worked in Gen AI can tell. Specific compositions, and the solutions were essentially, we use depth anything and carry control net for lighting and composition setups, which really helped get things in order. And then Krita was chosen for manual editing because it integrates into stable diffusion. So we were able to do things like a 6th finger, or they had a 3rd ear or something like that. There was some. This 6th finger on the hand I think there is a data set somewhere that has images of hands with 6 fingers. The number of times it shows up, I don't know. There's something going on there. Somebody is polluting the data set intentionally. So manual refinement was done in Krita at the image stage itself, so we don't need to bother about it in video. And then Kling, Runway, and Sora. So Kling was very good for crowd scenes and large-scale environments. Runway was where we need tighter shots. And Sora where the fluidity of motion was more critical. So it was a combination of 3, and final upscaling using Topaz. Now, the interesting thing about Topaz is it does something called frame interpolation, which helps reduce jitteriness and unnatural motion, which is what you see in a lot of AI-based content, right? Okay, so those are a couple of examples that we had done. I'm going to now call on and hand over to Mandar to talk about visual dub. So Mandar, you want to do it from there or you want to do it from here? Cool, okay.
Hi, thanks. So basically, we now know that localization is a way for content creators and distribution platforms to acquire new markets and broader audiences. But all of us know that watching dubbed content sucks. And what if there was a way to watch content in any language as if it was filmed in your language itself, your choice? For example, imagine watching a Tom Cruise film in Japanese as if Tom Cruise has filmed for it in Japanese, or watching a Hindi film in German as if it was filmed in German language itself. Technology now makes it possible. When we set out to form a company, all of us are avid movie buffs, and we spoke to more than 200 people in the ecosystem, and we understood that for technology like this to be adoptable for the industry, there were 3-4 things that we needed to solve that were not available in open source. Number one, the ability to retain the resolution of the shoot. Most critical. Most filmmakers shoot at 4K. So across transformations, can we deliver in 4K and 8K and IMAX? Second part was to ensure that the area of transformation, which is essentially lips, should not look different from the overall reference of the face. So that means the complete facial quality across transformations has to remain authentic and original. When you put this content on theaters, there should be no pixelation. And importantly, when we speak, it is not just our lips that move, but over 40 facial muscles come into play, which operate on your smile lines, your chin, your neck. So the ability to transform the face from the eyes all the way up to the neck so that the transformations are authentic. And that is why we had to develop our own proprietary models that achieve all of these things. And I'm very happy to share that now with the release of Kesari Chapter 2, this is the first instance of generative AI technology actually being used in a large-scale studio production in theatrical releases. What I'm going to showcase to you now is a short demo that we've made specifically for Waves that shows the capability of the technology. And Umeshji, can we have the Waves demo, please? I just hope it plays without any lag.
What I want is to stop the game once and for all. How? There's someone that I'm gonna find. The son of a bitch who ran the game under Oyanam.
எவ்வளவு கேள்வி கேட்கிறோம். இதுல அதிகமா புகை வந்துடாதுல்ல, அது என் தொண்டை ஒண்ணும் பண்ணிடாதுல்ல, எல்லா கொசுவும் செத்துருங்க.
The world speaks in many languages, but stories often get lost in translation. Traditional dubbing breaks immersion. Visual dub fixes it. The future of multi-language storytelling.
난 그 게임을 멈추려.
What I want is to stop the game once and for all. How? There's someone that I'm gonna find.
नहीं, उसे बंद करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं.
वो कैसे?
पहले उस कमीने को पकड़ूंगा जो इल्नाम के लिए वो गेम चलाता है सालों से.
Hyper-realistic lip sync, seamless localization.
Links in a chain. The work of a single organization.
Eslabones de una cadena, la obra de una sola organización.
ये एक श्रृंखला की कड़ियां हैं, एक ही संगठन का काम है.
No loss of original performance.
यूं ही नंगे पंगे खाते पीते चलोगे? यहाँ का सीट के ले जाऊं.
నాకు పొజిషన్ ఆఫర్ చేస్తున్నావా? బాగుంది. నేను కూడా నీకు ఒక పొజిషన్ ఆఫర్ చేయడానికి వచ్చా. ఒక 6 అడుగుల గొయ్యితో వచ్చాను. నిన్ను పడుకోబెట్టే పొజిషన్ కి. అలా నగ్నంగా తాగుతూ తింటూ వస్తావా, లేదంటే లాగి తీసుకెళ్ళా?
6 அடியில உனக்காக ஒரு குழி வெட்டி வச்சிருக்கேன். அதுல நிரந்தரமா தூங்குற வேலை. ஆட்டம் பாட்டத்தோட அழைச்சுக்கிட்டு போகட்டுமா, இல்ல அடிச்சு இழுத்துட்டு போகட்டுமா?
Adapt content across languages effortlessly.
कितने सवाल करते हो? इसमें धुआं तो नहीं आएगा, ये बदबू तो नहीं देगी. కానీ 5 సంవత్సరాల వరకు మీరు ఎన్నుకున్న వ్యవస్థను మాత్రం ఒక్క ప్రశ్న కూడా అడగరు.
Preserve authenticity. Scale globally. Now powering theatrical storytelling.
Get you disbarred. You are not fit to practice the law. Go to yourself. I hereby order a disbarment hearing against Mr. Nair next Friday.
Shankaran Nair के against disbarment की hearing अगले शुक्रवार को होगी.
మిత్రమీత్ రవి సమాన్, కోయి నా సహచర్ కవి సమాన్.
మిత్రుడంటే రవి అని ఓ అర్థం కాదు, ఏ వస్తువు కవులకు వ్యర్థం. ఖచ్చితంగా
న్యాయ के हाथों होकर रहेगा न्याय का सर्वनाश. న్యాయం చేతుల్లోనే అన్యాయానికి సర్వనాశనం.
One shoot. Infinite reach. Visual dub. Powering the next wave of content localization. Explore the future of storytelling. Meet us at Waves.
Thank you. I'm going to play a short video on our technology in ad films. We did a small film with Ultratech Cements with SRK, the man himself. And I'm going to quickly show you before after. Can we have the Ultratech demo please, Umesh ji?
पता है ये लंबी सी मेट्रो लाइन क्यों बनी? Ever wondered why this long metro line was built? सिर्फ इस छलांग के लिए. To make this joyous jump possible. और हमारे जवानों के कदम कभी न रुकें. And nothing should stop our soldiers from marching forward. India बनता रहेगा, तो आगे बढ़ता रहेगा. We believe that to keep growing, India needs to keep building.
So the film was shot in Hindi and using our technology was repurposed to English. So this really is the future of filmmaking aided by generative AI. Happy to take questions after if we have time. Thanks, Chaitanya.
Let's look at one more use of AI, specifically Gen AI enabled short fiction content. And I'd like to call on Raghu. Raghu's, like you read in his bio, he's a director, writer, he's a Whistling Woods alumni, he's a Whistling Woods valedictorian, he's made a bunch of films. And he's made a couple of AI short films now that have done the rounds of the festivals all over the world. And I'll leave it to him to talk about them, and then we'll see some clips about that. Raghu.
Yeah. Thank you, Chaitanya. All right. So I am a writer-director, and I'm speaking from the perspective of a filmmaker. How can we use AI to be able to make a complete short film? That was my exploration. So I started using AI 1 year back. So I made my first film in May last year. And my exploration was, like we had seen, even by that time, we had seen a lot of people making one-off shots or using a bunch of different impressive shots and making trailers. So my exploration was, can we tell a story? So in a story, there are a lot of challenges. When we even make a very simple scene of two people talking, because in editing, we cut back and forth between these actors. So when we cut back and forth, will there be character consistency? Will there be costume consistency? Will there be environment consistency? If there is a tattoo, will the tattoo be the same? So one of the biggest challenges with Gen AI that I'm sure, okay, firstly, how many of you have used Gen AI? Can I see by raise of hands? Amazing, amazing, amazing. How many of you have made a short video out of it? Super, super. So you guys know this, that when you create these videos, each time it sort of gives something different, you know? And that has been the biggest challenge for filmmakers, to use it as a tool to tell a story. Apart from that, it has other problems like fidelity, you know, how does it look real? How can we control the pose? How can we control the movement? How can we control the performance of the actors, or in this case, AI actors? So all of these things are challenges for any narrative form. So what I'm going to show you is, I'll show you two films which I did across the last 1 year. So basically one was done 1 year back, which you will see what I was exploring there. The story was not the exploration, but the exploration was, you know, can we tell stories that are not possible to be told using traditional filmmaking? You know, so I wanted to do this sci-fi film and all of that. So I wanted to see how that happens. So that was done 1 year back, but later on, 6 months later, in Jan this year, I made another short film. So that shows a little bit of growth. As Chaitanya was saying, every day there is a new tool out there. So what I have done 1 year back is already outdated. What I have done 6 months back is also almost outdated, because today we have better tools to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you these two films which will help you see all these things that I spoke about. Also a progression in certain, growth. So let's start with the first film. Can we have Apocalypse play?
Welcome to the special broadcast brought to you by Mars X2 channel. Since the last message that we received from Earth, we have been waiting for this moment. If the takeoff is successful, we will finally be able to find out what happened on Earth. We have with us Colonel Marsh, who will explain how we plan to restore communication with Earth.
Joyce, what a glorious moment. We were just discussing. It has taken us, 600 years, and a lot of sacrifices to reach here. They have one mission: to somehow get the craft into Earth without destruction. If they do that, we will finally get eyes on Mother Earth.
So, Addie, here you're missing an apple from the pantry. Any suspects? Oh, really? Who could that be?
Addie's ready to share the galaxy, but don't you dare touch his snacks.
Suspect number 1 is the quiet one. Emmy?
All right, lovebirds, let's focus. It's time.
Initiating craft detachment. Let's go. Entry point recognized. Setting trajectory. In 3, 2, 1. We are a go.
Buckle up, it's going to get bumpy. Electric malfunction, the instruments are going off.
Switching to manual control. We are hit. We are hit. Mayday. Mayday.
The tail is on fire. Eject! Eject! I repeat, eject! Engine 2 is down!
Eject. Eject.
Amy, you gotta get back here. We got through. The radio.
We have been receiving your messages 3 times a day, every day, from the past 1 year. It's been frustrating for us to see that our messages are not reaching you. We have replied to every one of it. Adi and Emmy, now is the time I have some bad news. This will be our last message. We were hit by a large Mars quake 2 weeks ago. It has completely wiped out our energy system and killed many. We are now surviving only on backups, which will last barely 30 days. The communication beacons have come back with images and data. So it might be the case that you two are the only humans in this whole universe. I need you to see this positively. Remember, every new creation starts with destruction. You are not the last of us, but the first of us.
Thank you, guys. Before I just go to the next one, after I show the next one, I can explain how I made these films. A little bit of, I think, conversion at the last end destroyed the image quality, but the image quality is way better than what we are seeing right now. So, yeah, both the films are on YouTube. You can search for Apocalypse. Dread is my YouTube channel, DREAD. So you can check out those films. So in this first film, I want to just quickly answer the most important question: how much time did it take to make it? How many people did it? I get this question all the time. So it took me, this was made by just one person, that is me. So the things that I did was I wrote the story and I did the post-production, like edit, sound design, and all of that. But most of the visuals that were created was done completely with AI, including the dialogues, including emoting the dialogues, including lip sync of the dialogues, everything, the character design, the costume, the space design, the environment design, everything was done with AI. So now quickly I'll just play the next film. This next film was done with gaming in mind, that is as a sort of like a story of the beginning of the world of any game, or in a console game or something like that. So it's done with the look of Unreal Engine kind of a look. So this is another kind of a use case where AI films or short films can be used. So let's play the next film. Here there was more focus on character consistency and environment. You will see the tools had improved by this time, and this was done in Jan period in time. Can we have the next film, Territory, play, please?
Platoon location as follows. Tapa uniform 3558. Sour 31. How copy, over?
Having some issues with the communication drone.
Hold tight. We are now in its territory.
Yo, Sarge. What the hell? Sarge.
Sarge, are you all right?
Divine.
All right, so I'll quickly explain few things here. So in this second film, we used a lot of different techniques. Again, I just want to say that the video quality is normally way, way better. We did a compression right now just to fit it into the screen. So that's where the visual quality has gone down a lot. But watch this on YouTube, you'll see the proper visual quality. Now, just want to say a few of the techniques we used. In this, you want to go ahead?
So, two things. If you could just tell us what is the iterative ratio. So, again, I don't know how many of you are generally aware, but there are a lot of people out there who think that you can basically wake up one morning, type a prompt, and you've got the shot. Doesn't happen like that. So you saw in the ad film, there was 1:30. So 1:30 for text to image, and then another 1:30 from image to video. Right? So similarly, if you could just talk about the iterative ratio and then the tools, just an overview of the couple of tools.
So iterative ratio, so basically just for the image for narrative, you will have to do at least like 50 minimum and maybe more, much more. Now it has reduced because the prompt adherence of the tools have improved. Okay, so we have very good prompt adherence like from tools like VO and other tools where the prompt adherence is really, really good. Even ChatGPT prompt adherence has improved. So before we had to do 50 shots, just 50 prompts to get one image. Which
1:50 ratio.
Yeah, and again you have to do the same thing for the video. And many a times, once you do the image, that's not it because the image won't be so right. So you have to do a lot of in-painting, editing, fixing the whole image. We would use traditional methods also like Photoshop to get the character in the right place, to make the composition right. Many times the gaze of the actors are not right, so we fix the gaze of the actors. Funnily, now we have all these tools, are AI tools. You can use these tools to fix a gaze of a person. You can change the expression of the face. You can change which side he's looking, tilt of the neck. All of these controls are there right now. So you can change all this. So once you create the image, we change all these things to get it to what we want. And then we create the video. That is, we go from image to video. Okay, so now quickly I'll talk about the tools. The first video that you saw was more simple. It was done 1 year back. So that would be like the two-step process what Chaitanya was talking about, which is basically first you go from text to image, and then you go from image to video. So, and then you take those videos, you edit it and make a film. The tools that were used in the first film was LTX Studio to create images. Also, a bit of Midjourney was used to create the images. We used Luma to go from image to video in the first one. We also used Runway to go from image to video. And we used a lot of in-painting tools. That time LTX Studio still has a lot of in-painting tools. Face swap, okay? So to maintain character consistency, I had to create an image, but that person had the same costume but would not have the same face. So I would use face swap method to put my character in there. And when we put a face swap, it puts a face, but his face is looking somewhere else. So now I control it and I bring it here. So all these iterations and steps are required. So it's not just hit a prompt and you'll get what you want. Maximum of the times the problem is you won't get what you want. So the whole process is how do we get the right workflow to get what you want. And the other thing is each of these tools are good at different things. So knowing all those things are very important. So, for example...
And the second one, what was the pipeline? So
second one, the pipeline was a little more complex. For character consistency, we used LoRa training. There is something called as LoRa training, wherein we train the AI on my character. So first I create the character, then I create multiple looks of the character in multiple angles, and different, just like a character brief or character sheet that you create in animation. So you create all the angles, all the pose, long shot, close up, everything. And then you train the AI on the character. and then I can recreate that character in various places. So LoRa training was used. We used a lot of motion capture. So where we recorded on our cell phone itself, and we got the character, when you see the end characters walking and all of that, the humanoid robot, that was all created with people walking and the performance captured, and that being put on the AI humanoid. Similarly, performance capture, we captured the face of an actor who emoted some of those dialogues and images, and that's how we got the lip sync right.
Okay. So the last one that I want to play, and then, I mean, it's a full house, so thoda time, please. Ajay, please. Little bit, 5 minutes extra for questions. So I just want to quickly, this is a last minute edition. It wasn't there originally, but I just saw it this morning and I had to put it in. This is a kids animation. It's done by a Kolkata-based animation studio. Audio? Guys, audio? This is created entirely using Gen AI. Kids animation, preschool kids. It's incredible. You absolutely crashed your timeline. So, can we take a couple of questions? Yeah.
Hello. So one thing you spoke about time and all the frames you use. The most important thing is, if I have to start, what is the cost exactly for that?
Cost is whatever is the subscription cost of the
how
tools.
many tools we should, for a beginner, like the things you did, you and sir, so what should be the approximate cost estimation?
You can even do the free ones. There's a lot of free tools around. A lot of tools have free versions. A lot of tools don't. What I would say is, rather than, see, every tool has a particular way of understanding prompts. You have to understand, you as a communicator, which tool your prompts work better with. Like, for example, what Raghu uses is very different from what my team used for the ad. Right? They use, so I think Runway was probably the only overlap. So it's up to you. So what I'm saying is, experiment with as many tools as possible. As many tools as possible. Right? And the free version, before you get down to the paid version, is what my recommendation would be.
And I saw both all the ads and the videos that you did. Like, how far are we right now that still the face swap and all was not that clear? Because if you told me I could determine that it is AI made, how far are we from today that we won't?
12 to 18 months.
Okay, almost a year, then it's done.
Yeah, less than a year.
So now we are here in Mumbai, here like all the people.
Boss, thoda. Dusro ko bhi question.
Yeah, last question. All the people here are coming for like creativity and doing all those things. So literally we are saying that we don't need you. So what is the future then?
No, we are not saying we don't need you. I'm saying one creative person, instead of making one ad, can make 4 ads.
Yeah, but their job is gone in some way.
How is their job gone? They are only making it. No. AI is not going to replace any jobs. A person using AI will replace a person not using AI. And wo mere se likh ke le lo tum.
Super.
A person using AI will replace a person not using AI. Right? So if you're, in that there is no doubt. Sorry, I can't see.
I'm right here, right next to the camera here. So firstly, great stuff. It's just superb and it justifies the full house what you all have. So just an extension what he spoke, which was purely, I think, economics of subscription and all of that. I have a thing saying, Raghu, now like say for fellow filmmakers, so people who've been doing mainstream media, everything, now AI is coming. It's like when analog cameras or film reels were replaced by digital cameras, okay? DOPs could understand change and everything. Currently, personally, I face a lot of social media or online information on this tool is available, this tool is available. But as you guys right now, I would say, are like tried and tested people who have done this, developed amazing stuff, what would be your insight? Okay, saying start with these, then you explore, and then you grow.
So he'll talk about it, but that presentation that I showed you, so there were tools that we had mentioned for every single skill set.
Fair.
Start with those.
Understood.
Right? And eliminate down, so it's a much larger data set of tools. Start with them, eliminate down to what works for you. Because what works for me does not work for you.
Okay, and just from a producing point of view, from film producer point of view wise, where you spoke about visual dub and where you are in conversations with studios and all, I run a film production company. So today most of the clients or audience and everybody, they are like, ab to AI mein ho jayega and everything. Like you said, it's a very specialized job where your ratio is 1:50 or 1:30 and you need a special talent skill set. How do you see the synergy happening between, say, mainstream producers and, if for the lack of better word, service providers, or like, say, companies who would be coming on board and catering to it?
But for him, it's actually very easy. Because he's enhancing creativity. He's reducing the workload of the producer to do a bilingual shooting.
No, that's superb. What I'm trying to say is, right now we have language translators, we keep on going to, okay, and they'll dub and they'll do this. Similarly, even if I want to create an AI film, so do you see, like, instead of me learning or having a full-fledged setup, spending that time, would there be a scope for, like, say, content creators, or like, say, how Raghu, you've started this, which could be a specialization of AI film makers, How does that
I'll answer one part of the question. Yeah. Look, the learning curves here are very short. Very short. Because, and the film community is very connected.
Correct.
So people are very fast to pick up.
Yeah.
We are designing our technology that totally plugs into the post-production suite, like an Adobe Premiere Pro or a Pro Tools or a DaVinci. Existing setup. So nobody has to do anything, just learn couple of bits on how to use the tool and the software. It's going to be literally plug and play. Also one thing, technology today is at its worst. I will say the same thing tomorrow. That really means that every day it is becoming better and better.
Yeah.
That's my 2 bits on your question.
Raghu, I just want to I want you to talk to him about, because you've done filmmaking pre-AI for almost 10 years, right?
So see, for AI films, just before that, since I've been a traditional filmmaker for more than 12 years, and I just started working with AI. AI is so new. So the thing that most important is that the AI tools are easy to learn. Okay, you will pick them up. All right. Also, these tools will come integrated, as I said, in the software already that you're using. Okay. But the greater challenge is filmmaking. AI is easy, but filmmaking is difficult. For you to just to give you an answer of the tools, how do we start and where do we start? So basically, if you want to make a complete film using AI, look for tools that help you to create image from prompt. Okay? Look for tools that help you to convert those images to videos. You will find multiple tools. The top 2 tools, you can Google it, try them out. Okay? And also, there are many, so we cannot just give 2, 3 of them, and each one has a different purpose. And when you just Google it, you'll get those answers. Okay? So, tools are not important, but understand the process. Figure out how to do these things, and then start attaching the tool that you want.
Awesome. Okay. Remember, we are in 0.9. We are not even in V1.0 of Gen AI right now. We are in the beta, right? 1.0 is going to be when you can have prompts in more than one language. See, so the whole democratization of filmmaking, which has happened because of digital and the cell phone, is been reversed a little bit by AI because prompts are only in English and a couple of European languages, right? The moment you start to do it in Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, that is really where you will find a huge explosion, because now you will be able to communicate with the tool in your own language, because some words don't translate appropriately, right? Like there is no English equivalent of jhakas. So you can't type jhakas, right? So sorry, and there's too many questions. I can't.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम आयुषी है और मैं काल्पनिक फिल्म से हूँ. ये मेरा जेन एआई स्टूडियो है और हम एआई से हम म्यूजिक वीडियोस बनाते हैं, लाइक ऑडियो एंड विजुअल्स बोथ. मेरा ये सवाल है कि हम हाइपर रियलिज्म कब देख पाएंगे, लाइक इट्स लाइक रिप्लेसिंग द ह्यूमन, लाइक विजुअली आई एम आस्किंग.
Yeah, see, I mean, hyperrealism, you are literally, as he said, 12 months, but it will happen before that for music videos for sure. Okay, music videos are like, you don't have to maintain so much of continuity and all of that. You can take multiple shots here and there. So for that, it will just be like 4 months. We already have VO2. Just try it out for fidelity, for physics. Kling, 2.0 for movement. The physics is very good. So yeah, so you're going to have it in...
Because for mythos, we can have like consistency नहीं भी रहेगा तो चलता है. Like कृष्ण भगवान के अलग-अलग रूप दिख सकते हैं. लेकिन अगर म्यूजिक वीडियो कुछ स्पेसिफिक कंसिस्टेंसी लानी है तो
consistency है already.
Yeah.
Consistency. See, the other thing, and on this hyperrealism thing, right? I always have a point of view on this is, why do we want to have hyperrealism? Why can't you have epic realism? Why can't you have fantastical realism? If this tool allows you to do that, why do you want to use this to do what we were doing otherwise?
Yeah, like
right? Explore more avenues. Pie ko bada karo. Wahi pie ko, matlab, instead of using maida as a pizza base, why you want to use cauliflower?
Yeah, like for example...
Right? Which is horrible, by the way. So, use this to actually, do something which you can't do using this, which also answers his question, right? Yeah. Now, one creative person can make 4 ads in a month instead of 1. Of course. Right? So that's the way. And Ajay is going to shoot me now.
Yeah, it'll cost the same to make it'll be as more difficult to make a Lapata Ladies with AI, but it'll be easier to do Spider-Man. Exactly. So you can choose what you want.
Thank you.